it's Christine. It is time for Mix It Up Monday. And Mix It Up Monday is where we take a sketch, make a layout, and we have to include some type of mixed media. And this month's sketch was actually designed by me. Honestly, I make these things sometimes and then I forget I've done them, and then I get posted as a sketch. I'm like, oh shoot, that was mine. This one's got, I had initially like a wood grain, and then I had these little fishtail banners coming from each side with a little square photo. Initially, I thought to use like maybe vellum or something here. I'm not going to do that today. Then I've got all these little butterflies here. And honestly, I'm going to show you the collection because it's the perfect one. But I will actually end up doing the mixed media up in these areas too. Is kind of my plan. So the collection I want to use is because as soon as I saw the butterflies, I was like, oh shoot. Well, where is it, y'all? It's the Spectrum Gardenia collection. And I have, oh, there they are. I have all these butterflies. Look at that. That's so pretty. So I'm definitely going to use that. I have this photo. It's black and white of my daughter because I kind of want to put that in the middle of this. So I'm going to trim this out. This is on the back side of the front. They give you these little cutouts here. So I'm going to cut that down to fit in the middle of that. And then I think it's going to be my title is probably Dream, maybe Inspire. I haven't decided yet. And then the paper I want to use is this. This is not a wood grain, but I do kind of have these stripes going across. And I thought what I would do is use this guy here, and I'm going to use soot. Y'all, I've got such a mess going on here. Black soot to create my little mixed media. And then also I have for the banners, and actually I'm going to map this photo here, or the paper here on this. This is from Hello Venture. Keep It Simple is the name of the collection or the company. KeepItSimplePaper.com, and it's this little Hello Adventure collection, but this looks really pretty and I thought it went with this really well. So I may gut that and use that as a couple of my fishtail banners. Then I also have these little scraps from that collection, so we'll see on that, but I think this is gonna look really pretty. This was the other papers, y'all. I'm not going to use these. I'm gonna put these away, and I'm not using the rub-ons. I'm sad. Those are beautiful, but not today. So that is what I'm starting with. So give me just a second. I'm going to trim some stuff down and I'll be back on. All right, gang. So I actually changed directions just a little bit. Well, not a little bit, kind of a lot. But I've already got the little painted looking paper cut down. I think it was a 1/4 inch on each side. And I have mounted that on that purple paper I mentioned to you. Now, I mentioned using that purple paper as the little fishtail banners. I don't actually end up doing that. I have those scraps there and I end up using something different. I'll show you in just a second. But I'm going ahead and using this black soot. And I'm going to put this little stencil here, and this looks pretty good, but I have to be honest, I'll do this and then I decide to add more stuff because I kind of decided this is Mix It Up Monday, Christine. Don't be calling it in with just using a stencil, right? Now, no offense to anybody else that does that, but I have guilt myself when I know that I'm supposed to be doing something for like a challenge to myself, and then I realize you haven't challenged yourself at all, Christine. So I will add some more stuff in a minute. Now, instead of the fishtail banner, I end up deciding to use these little laser cut-ups that look like a little notebook punch on the ends. And I really like these. I kind of like that little diagonal black and white. I think that really makes the picture kind of pop. And I like the title and stuff. I just love how, honestly, you're going to see it. And I don't want to spoil anything. But I do use black as kind of a little pop of color. But, you know, kind of opposite color, right? So I like how this turns out quite a bit. I did decide to go ahead and put the picture up on foam on top of that little square thing. And so that's going to look really cute. Now I'm going to end up having to cut these little guys because they're not quite long enough. And I'm going to end up making my little torn paper here out of this scrap of purple. But first I'm going to tear off this, or take out of this little laser cut here, this little like faux lace trim. And I lay that there. That's not really on the sketch per se, but I do like it. And I think it's a little bit of a nice contrast. So I'm going to lay that there, but I don't glue it down just quite yet. I won't actually do that till closer toward the end, but I'm going to set that aside. And then I'm looking at these butterflies. And okay, I need to start pulling my butterflies up, but then I decide, nope, you need to do your other torn paper. Y'all, I was all over the place with this layout. I don't really know why, but I mean, I had a plan, but then I struggled with the plan in some ways, like to execute in order. I don't know. So I have this little darker purple here, and I'm going to tear the end of it off because that is kind of in the sketch, basically, that little torn paper. And I go, okay, I like this. I do have to trim it. It's a little too long. So I'm going to cut it off. I don't really measure or anything like that. Don't even ask me. I'm just kind of looking at the photo and seeing, okay, about where does it need to go? And I'll just trim a little bit off. And then I'm going to look at my two little laser cut deals in a second. And I'm going to end up trimming those basically in half and then creating the little shape that is in the sketch. I like these little pieces, though. They're not the fishtail banner, but I do like how these look. I think this looks kind of neat. And I'm going to end up in the bottom left down there. I'm going to find, they have different sizes of these little things in the collection. And they have some shorter ones too, so that worked out nicely because I'm able to do that in the lower left. But here's where I'm just cutting those in half. I want to kind of comment something while this is kind of going on here. Y'all normally see Saturn in my videos. In the last few videos, I've had to do all in a single day here on a Saturday because I've been, frankly, just busy with work and everything else. So this has been a good day for me to scrapbook. And you've not seen her. Well, that's because my daughter's visiting and her boyfriend has a dog. And that dog does not terrify the cat. Well, he doesn't terrorize the cat, but he terrifies the cat. And what I mean by that is it's her. You know, she's very scared of this dog. Saturn's 14 years old. She's actually very spry. So, I mean, she's not like aged acting or nothing like that, but she has her little life, right? I mean, she lives by herself. She's an only child. So when other animals show up, it throws her for a loop. Frankly, she doesn't like the front doorbell being rung. She likes her calm, you know, kind of just little life. And so when the dog gets here, she hides. So she does not come out. So that is why you've not seen her the last few videos, because she will not come out when that dog is here. She hides the whole time. So in the lower left down here, I actually started off with a little bit thicker of the purple paper, and I didn't care for it. It was almost identical in size to the pink. And I go, okay, I don't care for that. So I'm going to end up switching that for a little bit narrower piece, and I'm going to make that kind of work. I'm going to kind of put that all together, and I end up liking that just a lot better, honestly. So I'm going to put that all together, and then the next thing I've got to do is kind of pull out all my butterflies, and I think I do that off camera. I don't think I make y'all sit there and watch me, because I do have to kind of sort through and think about the size and the colors. And so now I've got all my butterflies picked out. I don't know if I've done it yet, but I did go through and put I may have done, I put the little foam squares and stuff behind all the wings. If I haven't done it yet, I will do it, but I don't do it on camera because I don't make y'all sit and watch me do that. But right now what I'm trying to do is figure out, okay, if I put these here, where's my picture going to go? Because I got to give it space to have the butterflies coming off and also end up having that title. So I kind of space those out a little bit. That's not exactly where they go, if I'm honest, but it's close enough for horseshoes and hand grenades. So, and I'm doing my lower left as well. And then here's where I kind of decide on the little lace piece. Again, it's not really on the sketch per se. In fact, it's not on there at all. I just really liked it. So I'm going to add it. You know what? It's my sketch. I can go rogue if I want to. So I just trim that down a little bit, and I will use that other little piece in the lower left to just kind of tie those two together. And I'm going to glue that down with my little Nouveau glue here. I really like this layout, actually, y'all. I'm not going to lie. I was really pleased. It's a little different than my sketch initially, you know, that I had envisioned, because I did use wood grain and things like that. But I'm in love with these little butterflies, and I love this collection. I mean, this 49 Market collection is just stunningly beautiful, and I'm so happy to have used it. And I love using, like, this black and white photo as a contrast to it, because I think it just makes the photo really pop, if I'm honest. Okay, so here's where I'm using a little Nouveau glue. I use it in the center, the little bodies of the butterflies, and then I'll peel off I guess I have glued all them. I don't know if I've glued them down yet. Maybe I'll do this bottom one set first. But anyway, I put glue in the middle, and then I peel back the little squares, and then that all kind of goes together. So I have dimension on these butterflies is the whole point. The little wings are all lifted, and it just looks like they're taking off in flight. And I do kind of use a variety of colors. I started to use just the blue and what I kind of started to do was like off the red and pinks at the bottom, and then the blues and purples at the top and all that. But then I thought, you know what, I'm just going to use all the colors. Why not? Here's where I've kind of got them glued down. Not kind of, I think I do have them all but one is glued down. And the one that's not glued down is by accident. So I'm putting my title on here, which I did decide to use Dream. And I kind of did that because her eyes are closed. I like Inspire, but in this case, since her eyes are closed, I thought Dream was a little more appropriate. And then I'm going to realize that guy's not glued down, so I have to glue him down. You'll notice on the right-hand side, I do have the little baubles, which is your little enamel dot looking things. I actually don't end up using those. I decide, because again, all I've got so far in the way of mixed media is that stencil. And I realized that's not enough, Christine. You are not challenging yourself. So on the left-hand side, you'll see I have old-timey stickles, y'all. I went off and got black old-timey stickles, which has got the little, it's the glitter glue, basically. So it's not your Nouveau, it's the precursor, I guess, in a way. And I decided to go ahead and add little black stickle dots in between, or in and around, like where the black soot stencil dots were. So I've just kind of added, a little something there. And then I think after that, I may add one bauble. I take it back. I do use one little bauble. It's got a word in it. This doesn't take me that long. I just kind of fill in little holes. I have to let it dry, though. I got to be careful not to touch it, Christine, right? And then I think I look and I go, you know what? There's one little bobble in here. What have I got going on? Am I trying to finish it up? Yeah, I add a little few more. I just had in my head that, you know, I needed to add a little something to the stencil stuff. It just didn't look finished to me. So he's got a little extra there. And then I do pull out a little word that says sweet. I'm kind of looking at this for just a second, but it has a little black outline. I almost put it above dream, but I didn't like how that was going to mess up the shape of the design here. So I ended up making sweet go underneath dream. So it's going to be Dream Sweet, actually, is the title. And I'm going to put that right there. Yep, see how I kind of thought about that? Now, the next thing I pull out is this little sprinkle spray, and I'm going to show you the bottle. I don't know if it's going to be there long enough for you to see, but it's this little spray I got. Now, here's the only thing I would recommend. I do like this. It just gives it a real shimmer across the whole page, but I didn't cover the photo because I thought, well, I'll just wipe it off. Well, it doesn't wipe off, y'all. Now, that being said, I have tons and tons of model photos, so it doesn't hurt my feelings, but I was like, be careful. Don't squirt that stuff on your photos. I'm trying to show you the shine there. I'm not really sure if you can see it here. I know you can see it in a still, but I think this turned out so pretty, and I used 3 mixed media, so I was kind of proud of myself. I think on the next one's where you can see the sparkle real good. Don't forget to check out the playlist. We usually have several people playing, quite a little list, and we will see you next time. Bye.